Let's look at my collection. Presenting the Starfleet Technical Manual. What can you say about Star Trek? It is a series that was definitely ahead of its time when it came out in 1966. It showed what the future could be and what our distant future might hold for us. Originally pitched as a space western by Gene Roddenberry, Star Trek would eventually surpass this original concept by becoming a symbol of a peaceful coexistence future and ultimately expand in an ever-increasing complex universe. With that said, however, there was a very, very big problem when it came to the merchandise that came out from Trek. A lot of toys and products that were put out to promote Star Trek were just recycled products from other lines of toys. The complex emotions and ideas that were meant to be conveyed by Star Trek did not reflect well in any of these early products. Back then, all they had to do was just slap Star Trek on anything and then try to sell it to kids. Of course, the most infamous example of this is the Star Trek helmet. You know, that one with the siren that says Spock's name on it? Remember when they wore that in the TV series? Oh man, I remember that dramatic scene with Spock and his death scene in Wrath of Khan, where Spock just sacrificed his life and he was saying, "Live long and prosper." And then his siren on the top of his hat started going off and it ruined the whole scene? Man, that was weird. Okay, that didn't happen, but still, these things were really weird. And for the longest time, it was the only thing that Trek fans could have. Fortunately for Trek fans, another fan would think the same way. Franz Josef Schnarbelt was of the Trek fan club and went to a convention and criticized the people for doing the merchandise wrong as well as doing wrong designs for the ship. He was then challenged by the people to draw better designs, which he did. He eventually sent these designs to Gene Roddenberry, who gave him permission to make the first Starfleet Technical Manual. As we can see opening up the book, there are many different flags and symbols that represent the different nations that make up the Federation of Planets. There's also a Star Trek decryption code system and the colored alert system that the Federation uses on their ships. We also get an interesting look in the inside of a space station. We can see the intricate detail of these amazing agricultural pods that are inside the space station. We also get a sneak peek at the different uniforms that are worn by the Starfleet officers. What Starfleet manual wouldn't be complete with, of course, the starships. Some of these ships were actually Fritz's own designs, interestingly enough. And of course, we get a look at the classic shuttle. We also see the most important part of the ship, the main bridge, as seen many times in the Star Trek series. And to top off this book, we also get an interesting detailed description of what the phaser looks like in the interior. Finally, the most interesting part about this book is in the back, leaving the reader of the book to actually draw their own ships or construct their own ideas of what could be used in the Star Trek universe, opening up the imagination of many people who read this book. So thanks to the Star Trek manual, we now had detailed descriptions of what the bridge, phasers, and uniforms actually looked like. Inspiration from this technical manual was taken and used in 3 separate Star Trek movies: Star Trek the Motion Picture, Wrath of Khan, and Search for Spock. Although Wikipedia says that these were directly taken from the book, it is more like that they were inspired by what was inside the original technical manual. Even extremely tiny details were used from the book. An example of this is in Star Trek the Motion Picture. We see the flag is from the book, and the tiny little pictures were all inspired from what was seen in the technical manual. Luckily, right now we are living in the age where there is more detailed Star Trek memorabilia out there, for people to be inspired and hope for a more lasting and beautiful future. Once again, I am ending this video with a Protogen character I have drawn. I'm calling Fissure 1. I, again, don't know why I drew this, but I wanted to draw a zombie-like Protogen character. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.